Okay. Hi, YouTube and Oklahoma Cityans. My name's Ava Seay. I'm here with Biz Please, and we're interviewing Mycelium Gallery today.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Barclay. I'm an artist and co-owner of Mycelium Gallery and operator of Mycelium Gallery. Owner and operator of Mycelium Gallery.
I'm Alana Anderson, and I am also an artist and owner-operator of Mycelium Gallery.
And I am Gwynivere Langer, and I am also a co-owner and operator of Mycelium Gallery.
We all said it differently. So interesting.
That's great.
Well, what brought you three together to want to start this gallery?
Well, we were looking for a place for Alana and I to have a place to display our art and to invite people to come look at it instead of, online or in our house or something. Like, we wanted a place.
Or pop-ups. We didn't want to do pop-ups anymore, that sort of thing.
We wanted to invite someone into a space to view our art. And then we also wanted to experiment with immersive art because we had never done that before. And we were looking for that kind of space. And it kind of just became a gallery.
Yeah, I came in a little bit like a couple months after they had started doing pop-up shows with a variety of local artists, and I came in and was like, let's create this as like a everyday thing and bring in more people to display art and be able to give you guys like space to create your immersive art.
Once we started to, we hung up our own art and started to do the immersive art build. Like, we built a big mushroom that you could go inside that tiny office space. Mm-hmm. And we started to think about how other people would come and help us build some things and how we wanted to be able to display their art too. So we invited or did an open art call for our first show called Microdose, because our place was so small anyway, mm-hmm. that we thought small art would be the best way to start. And I think that first show we had probably 15 to 20 local artists make the 3x3 art. Mm-hmm. And that's how we opened, by inviting these other artists in to do that too. And then that's what gave us the idea of, first we were gonna do group shows every month, but then we decided working with that many people on a regular basis was a difficult, but also providing a theme every month was kind of a burnout.
Yeah.
So then we started to get into the spotlight art shows as well, where we could just work with one artist to promote them as well.
How many artists do you feature in this gallery?
In this gallery right now, I think Gwynivere said we have
18 artists on display in the gallery space right now, whether that's wall or shelf space. And then behind us is our Microdose 2.0 show, so like our anniversary show. And we had 17 artists that signed up for the show and brought in their art. So,
how do you choose the artists that get their art in here? Do you contact them or do they contact you?
No, we have an application process on our website, myceliumgallery.com. There's an application either for whatever group show we have coming up, or an application for a wall, or an application for a shelf. And sometimes artists will just reach out to us via our social media on Instagram or Facebook and ask us, but the best way to do it is to fill out an application. Even if it says there's a wait list, I do suggest that people go ahead and fill out that application, because we are in the process of building more wall space and bringing in more shelves. And so like every day, we already have somebody else that we signed up today. that will be moving in. And so every day it just keeps growing. And especially since we opened just, a couple of days ago, we had a lot of new artists and people come in here and asking us the same question. And then whenever we choose, like, it's definitely like a shared, like, we want to have something unique. So we try to pick people that are different than what are already on display here. And we do take into consideration that we also want to have people here that maybe don't get picked to be in a more traditional gallery. The artwork here is not of traditional nature. It's more expressive. And so we want people that fit in our collective. So
we've been working with a lot of experienced artists and newer artists. Some of the artists that we work with are just starting out. They've never done an art show. They've never been in a gallery. And we're kind of, giving them tools to figure that out. And like, we've been inspiring each other to make new things. And our gallery is always going to be evolving and changing layout and the artists that we work with.
it is nice to have that variety of like the experienced and the people that aren't, because we are a collective more than we're not just renting wall space. Like the immersive art and everything is built by the collective of people. So when you have all these people coming together, when you have somebody that's more experienced, they definitely are really good at helping those who aren't to elevate them as well.
That's amazing that you guys aren't just like a cut and dry business. You're actually trying to bring people into like an artistic community.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's what the collective is all about.
Well, Gwynivere, why is it called Mycelium Gallery?
So we called ourselves Mycelium Gallery because mycelium is the network that lives underground underneath the forest and connects the forest and nourishes it and helps it to grow and thrive. And so that was what we wanted to do with a art community, was to bring our art community together and help nourish them and help them grow and learn and experiment and thrive together. So we wanted to create a space that was really safe for everybody, that's welcoming. So we have a very like casual, sober environment here that allows people to come in and feel comfortable with connecting with each other and talking about their inspirations and their ideas and wanting to collaborate with one another to help each other, again, continue to grow and thrive as an individual and also as a collective here to continue to sell their art and make immersive art and
Definitely like an underground community, like the Mycelium network. And that is our legal business name is Mycelium Network. So that
I think our immersive art is kind of focused on nature. We wanted to make it feel like you're in a forest or maybe underground. And so, and each artist is a part of that. So we've kind of made this forest, and each wall is a part of that forest.
I think y'all did a great job. You got it down for sure.
Thank you.
We definitely had about more than 20 people help us to build this space. From building walls to painting to building the art. And, there was a time where it was like, oh my gosh, are we gonna get this done? But every time I felt like I was alone or that it wasn't gonna happen, all of a sudden, like 5-6 people would walk in, well, I'm here, what do you want me to do? Or they were already working on a project. So yeah, that's been a great, like big feeling, like
We'll do it together instead of alone.
I think it's also great that you're bringing people together to do an activity and be creative versus one of the only things we can do in Oklahoma City is go out to eat or go to a bar. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, and this like helps people to disconnect from that and like disconnect from their phones and then connect to actually with one another, like face to face, and have to be a little bit more hands-on and work together and figure out how to make something work or happen, like that you're like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this happen? And somebody else will come in and be like, oh, you could do it this way. And it's like, wow, I'm so glad that you were able to be there for me
so true.
and help me figure that out, because I don't know what I would have done without that. And so everybody brings in a little piece of something,
A new perspective.
a new perspective. Yeah.
Different perspective.
Yeah.
We do celebrate the strange awkwardness of people. Me, myself being somebody that grew up without social media and stuff, I craved this kind of interaction again in my life that wasn't focused on your phone or whatever, and remembering that it was awkward to get to know people and you had to just move through that and it was fine. So that I like Gwynivere was saying, we do offer this casual sober, and when we have shows, we have like mocktails or zero proof drinks, so you can still talk about them like you would a cocktail, and talk about flavor profiles and things like that, and still enjoy that conversation without having a hangover the next day or, getting too rowdy.
Which is dope, because a lot of people are trying to be sober, including myself. So I love a good mocktail. You know? And it's fun to have still like something fancy,
Yes.
Yeah.
but not alcoholic.
Yes.
You feel like you're still doing something.
Yeah. You can wake up with a clear head the next day.
Yeah.
And that's always nice.
And we've kind of been like putting our creative spin on the mocktails too. And we think about that being part of the immersive space. Like that's the taste, like
Everything for the senses.
yes, everything for the senses. So you have taste and smell and sight and
And then we have the sound painting by
Yes.
our house DJ, Ex Machina, and he does this dark lo-fi glitch sound that really goes with this like industrial. We pretty much call this place industrial glitch
Yeah.
in here, because it is really glitchy looking and everything. So he brings that whole aspect to when you're looking at the art. It's chill, but it allows for you to move through the area and have conversations and but still experience that sound, that taste,
Just heightens
vision.
all your senses.
It does.
I bet that helps you focus as well, having that in the background.
We do. We
Yes.
play it a lot when we're building the space too. So it's
Yeah.
always just this constant art, inspiring art, and inspiring art. Because I look at where we were a year ago when we all started out together, and now we're here, and it's like a dream sometimes, but it all is this a collective dream, this collective vision of all moving up together. Yeah.
What exactly is the Mycelium Collective?
So we have about 30 people in our collective, and it continues to grow all the time. People just want to be a part of the space, and they're really donating their time and their energy to want to come in here and create with us and just help propel this community as much as they possibly can, whether that's donating materials, monetary donations, or time or experience, or just whatever that might be. They believe in this vision of like bringing everybody together and connecting.
And I feel like everyone gets something out of it too. Like I've been, as an artist myself, I've been inspired by other people. Like if I don't feel like working on something or I'm stuck on something, there's someone can look at it, bring a new perspective, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't think about that. And so it kind of helps me finish a piece. And then like watching other people be successful in selling things. And it just helps me like continue to be successful as well, I feel like.
Yeah, and there's people in the collective that aren't necessarily artists too, people that have different skill sets than we do, but are donating their time and energy or materials to build stuff that we can't necessarily do, or help us with questions about business or different things like that. So
It's a loving collective. Yeah. I like that.
it's a community.
It's warm.
This
Yeah.
growing community. Yes.
Or network.
Or network.
Or
yes,
network.
it is
Yeah.
a good network.
It is.
Okay. In your words, what is immersive art?
I would say immersive art is just making a space where you are in the art, making a space where you are someplace else, and all of your senses are being stimulated, and yeah, you're kind of like in a wonderland. And we've set up our immersive art kind of like a forest. So I definitely think that people should get back to nature, and we need to focus on that. And I think that that's kind of where our immersive art leads you, is back to nature, and having all of the art be a part of that.
We have the art like all around, whether that's going to be pieces that different collective members have made throughout, the lighting and the way that it will change, and it also changes the art pieces on the wall when the lights change. We have Ex Machina, who does very ambient, glitch, lo-fi sounds and music with us, so that really immerses the guests to enjoy the sound of everything along with the visual arts. And then we also have mocktails for people to enjoy the taste and enjoy getting to have that casual sober environment that we've talked about. And then our bartender, still mock tender, you know, she had made garden and spring inspired mocktails for this time around, so that kind of created that nature and spring
very fresh
flavors. Yeah, very fresh flavors. So yeah,
It's like grounding with the environment that's going on around.
Yes. And there's different things that people can come through and like kind of touch and feel. So it also, you have those senses as well that are being used.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think along with the glitch, like our space is very industrial, and we've kind of like let that inspire us to mix the industrial with the natural elements, and like we're kind of playing with that more.
That's definitely something you can see here. Like with the lighting things, they're built out of like industrial fencing and stuff like that
But
too.
they almost look very organic.
They look very organic shape. And then like Gwynivere was saying, like since they're LED, they can change color. And there's points in our show where we do put the color changing lights on. And as she said, like the reflection of the color onto the art will change the art and the way it looks.
And just changing the lighting just makes that even more immersive. Too.
Yes.
Yeah. I like this. This looks like snakeskin. It's badass.
I was going for, I designed this piece up here too with the fencing that we used from our old space.
Yeah.
Because we had so much of it.
Yeah, reuse.
And I was going for kind of a mushroom or an underground. Like this place is very underground to me, the art, the black walls. And that's something else that no other gallery that we've seen in Oklahoma has like a black box, which is all black walls, black ceiling.
Yeah.
And it really brings out or enhances the art.
Yeah.
More so than I think than a white wall does.
Yeah. Because you got to focus on it.
Yeah, especially this art because it's so like expressive and all of that.
And
And colorful.
The wall kind of goes into the background, and the art is kind of like there's brighter colors, and it just like pops out.
Yeah. It's amplified.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, do you have any repeating local events that you put on?
Well, every month we have a different show. It can be a group show or a spotlight artist show. And so this month was a Microdose 2.0, which is behind me right now. And it is open until April 13th. And also on April 13th, we will have something called Mycelium Sessions that is also put on by our house DJ, Armand, Ex Machina, and that'll be a music related event that will also happen every month, every second Saturday of the month. Our shows are always the third Saturday of the month. So did that answer your question? Yeah. Oh, and then the next upcoming show after this one will actually be my spotlight show.
Ooh.
And it'll also be a 420 show.
Nice.
So that show should be pretty fun, and that'll be April 20th, of course, the 420 show. So yeah.
Yeah, it's March 31st, the 420 show.
Yeah, the 420 show.
What have been some of the challenges with opening this business?
I would say that we've had challenges when it comes to money is always kind of a challenge, especially with today. We're family, and we definitely didn't come into this with with anything. We've really just kind of rolled with what we make at the time and what materials are donated to us. So we are always super thankful for our collective because they really do make this able to happen.
Yeah.
With so many people coming together and donating materials and time, that's how we can make this work. But other than that, I think, it's my first time ever being a business owner. So there's just a lot of new things to always think about, whether that's your taxes, things like that. That's always annoying. So
big girl stuff.
Yeah, big girl stuff for sure. But other than that, I would say just trying to get people in here. But I think with the collective too, that really does help because they spread the word so well. Mm-hmm. And we're always trying to post on social media, keep our website updated, and just let people know we're here and that we have really cool stuff to come see. So
yeah, we definitely wouldn't have been able to open without the donations and stuff that we received from. We have a spot fund donation up still, and we also had collective members and their family donate money so that we could open because none of us have any kind of backing with money to open a space like this. So we are very grateful for all of those donations that we have. And we do now have a sponsorship program as well, if anybody would like to be interested in that.
How can people donate and help this business?
Well, we do have a spot fund, and that's also on our website. And then we have the sponsorship, like a $250 for the year, up to $10,000 for the year to help build that.
And just coming into our space,
Yes.
come to our shows and
buy the art.
Yeah.
Supporting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's definitely supporting everybody here when you come in and buy art.
All 30 plus people in this collective.
So many people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Where is Mycelium Gallery located?
we are located at 2816 North Penn, between the Plaza District and the Paseo, so we're like right in the middle of two art districts.
Well, don't forget the neighborhood. They have a really good up and coming.
39th Street, they have a lot going on too.
Yeah, we are definitely like in the middle of all that.
Yeah. The neighborhood.
Sure. Yeah. I should have said the 39th. I don't know. They all refer to it as the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We all know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what are the hours?
Hours right now, so we're open on Thursday from 1 to 7. Friday and Saturday, we're going to be open from 12 to 8 p.m. And then on Sunday, we are also open from 1 to 7 p.m.
Nice, beautiful. And then, do we want to go around and show a piece of art or say something about it?
I feel like making micro art, it's a good challenge for a lot of people. There's so many artists that make big art, and like I think we have some people that only do murals or bigger pieces, and doing the micro show kind of gives you a challenge of like only 3x3 piece, it's a challenge to make that thing smaller, and you would be surprised at how much detail you need for something that small.
And while we like change up the parameters of things, we don't necessarily hinder the like creativity process that goes into like making this. So we didn't like set out like a specific theme other than the 3x3 art. So everybody was able to really create their own piece just based off of their aesthetic.
And I think people naturally, like, they heard the name of our gallery, Mycelium Gallery, and they're like, oh, mushrooms. And so they let the space inspire them to do, we have a lot of mushroom pieces just naturally, and we didn't even say, hey, do mushroom pieces. And then even like, it's not intimidating for a new artist. Like, it's something small that you can easily just do really fast if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be that detailed. Like my stuff, I was like, I'll just throw some color on here, like cut a piece of something out that I've already done, and then I'll add some wire and some beads. And like, it's fairly simple, and it's a finished piece of art. So you are proud of yourself for making that.
I like that it's hanging like that, you know? Like all of them are legally hanging right now, but I like that it has a little chain on it.
Yeah.
The piece that really inspired me was actually called Inspiration by Casper Odin. I was really inspired by this piece and all of his pieces because they really did bring in the idea of nature, which is such a theme here at Mycelium Gallery. But I love the gumball that is on this piece with the red and the blue behind it. When I was a kid, I would definitely sit up in my grandmother's tree, throwing these down on the ground, and then later she would always pay me to pick them up with my cousins.
Nice.
She's like, get those gumballs off my yard. But I love that he took it and then created a piece of art with it, which is just so cool to me. So, and it definitely was an inspiration to use nature in art. So.
And nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia for sure. Yes.
Well, this is my micro art in this little place, and these pieces here I reworked from micro art last year, and these were my new pieces here. So to me, it was like a big step in my growth as an artist from starting out at that one show, from the first Microdose to Microdose 2.0. But I've been really inspired by this artist over here. Let me try this one. I'm really inspired by this artist, Emma Strandborough, because of the industrial look of this, but she also has captured like the, what we were talking about, how this place is very industrial, but nature driven. And so here she has like all these cute little bugs in her digital art displayed in this cool acrylic industrial case. And yeah, I've really enjoyed looking at these as well. This one's called Little Picasso. It's very colorful.
I love that she was another artist that this is her first time ever being in an art show or like a gallery and displaying her art. So it's cool that she felt comfortable to be able to come to the space and want to showcase her works, and that we have a place for her to be able to do that, and that she was inspired by everything that we've done here. So, yeah.
And with that being said, I do want to point out that I am inspired by every single piece of artwork in this space. And it was hard to pick just one thing to focus on because all of this is very inspirational from the artists that we've had the entire time we've been a gallery up until now with all the new pieces. So
I would like to point out these, like Alicia Speck and even Sarah Day, they used recycled materials to make their art, and you'll see that a lot in a lot of our artists, even in our immersive art. I mean, it's stuff that people throw away, and it's a material that you can reuse, you know, like this is a little medicine bottle or something, a vitamin bottle, and she made it into this cool little thing that's sparkly and glittery.
that one particularly is, she said that's her prescription bottle.
So
it's something that keeps her, something that keeps her, helps her. But so she was using that as her inspiration for that piece.
A bottle of Xanax always helps me.
I think it's it's this sertraline, the anti-anxiety medication. So yes, that is what it is.
And then even like doll parts, everyone has.
Well, Casper's art too, very recycled.
A lot of people have dolls, and so it's like something that kind of is nostalgic for a lot of people. But then she added color and put them in a new way of looking at them.
And don't forget the inspirational micro or miniature up there that Paisley Strange did. That everybody was in love with.
Yes.
It's
just all of it.
This whole thing.
This whole thing.
He did this whole thing. That was.
that was his contribution.
Yes.
Parsley's room.
Parsley's.
You can see a bit of like everybody's personal touch to everything. Like with Sarah's bottle, or like with Paisley having parsley in there with her room. It's very personal to them, and so you almost get to know a little piece of the artist as well within their art. Yeah. Perfect.
Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Well, thank you for letting me interview you. Well, that has been Ava Seay with Mycelium Gallery. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm signing out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Yay. Thank you guys.
Yay, us.
Yay.
Yeah.